believe that the biggest hole in marketing today is that the creative industry has struggled to make contextual creative to all these distribution channels?
I think we have got so excited by the potential of data, by the potential of personalization, by the potential that we have forgotten that the art is still in the conversation, the art is still in the earning attention, the art. So while all of those vehicles are extremely important, and the modern media plan is, it's a cacophony that needs to be orchestrated into some form of semblance of music. I think the starting point will have to be, how do I stop interrupting? And if I can't, how do I at least make it worthwhile for you as I interrupt your life? And we do this. You see, the weird part, Gary, about this is we're all in meetings and we're all having this conversation. It's wonderful. And we step out to check our own Facebook and we're behaving exactly the opposite.
I'm going to go through this screen right now and kiss your beautiful head. You understand that, Rupin?
Oh, this
is no, but listen, this is my existence. This is why VaynerMedia exists. I mean, I just don't understand how people spend all their money on things that they know is not true, or do not hold the creative contextual to the platform. They just know that consumers don't respond to it, but there is so much incredible comfort in doing things in the past, or to conform to a reporting mechanism internally. You got it. The reporting that justifies the behavior that advances one's career. And I'm empathetic to that. You know, you're trying to pay a mortgage, you're taking care of your family. So if the internal MMM is based on GRPs or impression, like, I understand, but it is a very intriguing moment in marketing because of that.
Whether it's Instagram or whether it's Facebook or whether it's TikTok, you have to have different creative for those places. And when you do, and when you resonate there, and it's something like they would see from a person, not just a brand, then that's when you really know you're part of the community. And that's why, social media is going to continue to be a huge thing. It's a controversial subject in a lot of things, but people aren't going away. And they love it. That's how they interact. Makes sense.
And the creative also must have the key ingredient. I'm sure you'd agree with me. It has to be authentic. People see through the bullshit anymore. If your story's not authentic, if you don't connect with them on some basis, I've even gotten rid of makeup in most of my postings. I find that people respond better to me looking ugly than all dolled up. Authentic is key. And I don't think that's going to change either, of course.
The relationship between creative and media. I think more than ever before, that connection is so critical, right? It's so important that early up, when we're thinking about the marketing strategy and the plan, that creative and media are involved upfront and are actually working together to determine what makes the most sense. Because I think gone are the days where, a creative might just come up with an idea, in a silo, and media does kind of the media planning and just the creative hands off over the assets. That's not the reality.
You are aware, because I know your pedigree, that is the far majority of the behavior of the Fortune 500 landscape.
And I think that's what I'm saying, is that shouldn't be. So I think if you're kind of if you're leading what you hope to be a modern marketing organization, you really can't operate that way.
Who's doing the qualitative read through on the work?
Exactly. Because,
the math shows one story, but the 17,000 comments across all that content in a month has incredible consumer insight.
Exactly.
Is that a big part of your world?
It's a huge part. It's a big part. So, I've got the consumer strategy and insights team as well. And so when we look at our current campaign process, we have our media team, our creative team working with the consumer strategy and insights team, working together as one, right? Whether it's with the brand marketer or the product marketer, kind of leading that effort in order to bring about the best work. And I think it's that, connection between all these teams working together, not just, I ship something to you, you go do this, but being included up front. I think even in the ideation sessions, in the strategic sessions, I think allows each of these experts to be better at what they do.
But look, I mean, the way I think about it, just taking one huge step back, is I first think about the context of the times in which we live. And, a great media plan in times of stability will fail miserably in times of rapid.
If it's rigid.
If it's rigid.
And by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Everybody, that was a huge insight because again, what Frank just did subconsciously matters. The big companies are incredibly rigid compared to the mid, small, and entrepreneurs. They lock in. Frank comes from a PepsiCo world where they locked in their TV and that was 80% of the monies. And like when something happens, you can't get out of your Fox money or your super, right, Frank?
That's exactly right. And look, if you think about the times we're in right now, the massive shifts, the shifts are happening across social, they're happening across cultural landscapes, they're happening in the technological sphere, they're happening in the political sphere. It's changing everything fundamentally. And what I think we're facing is uncertainty. And large companies do not like uncertainty. Large companies are used to managing risk and they're used to incremental change. But I just embrace the times that we live in. The times that we live in is a time of fundamental change and accelerating change. And the antidote to that is creativity. The antidote to that is you have to take some leaps. You have to take some risks in moving forward. So I come in, when I think first about a media plan, I come in with that particular mindset, that we are going to take leaps. We're going to leave some flexibility within the media plan so that we can adapt as things will inevitably change. So for me, that's kind of the first step I take. The second thing, Gary,
and Frank, were you able to create more flexibility upfront budget this year than you did last year? Like, did you go into this year with less locked in?
100%.